Sunday edition of the parcel drop. Now, before we get started, let me show you a bit of a nightmare we're dealing with today. Why is the camera not going down? There we go. Look at the state of this tyre. I think a nail's gone through that. So Halfords are coming out today to sort me out a tyre replacement. Not ideal, but what can we do when you drive a car? You've got to pay for repairs from time to time. Don't have a clue where I got that from. Don't have a clue whether someone slashed. I don't know. Who knows? And frankly, today on a Sunday, who cares? We're getting it fixed. Anyway, what do I want to talk about today? eBay sales have been good, hence we're doing a Sunday drop-off. We haven't done a Sunday parcel drop-off in quite some time, so I'm not complaining. It was actually quite nice to get up this morning. Halfords are coming any time between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So my phone's on loud. So if you see a cut in today's episode, it's because Halfords have called me to tell me they're half an hour away. So yeah, eBay sales are on the rise, which is good, which is positive. Since the start of Feb, I've noticed a bit of an uptick. Now, I always say this, I'm just walking over the muddy part, we all know what happens here. I always say this, it's not where I want it to be, but it's definitely an improvement with regards to where it has been. So any improvement, we've got to celebrate. I did have an offer yesterday that I accepted on the our Legacy jacket for, I think it was 225. They haven't paid yet, so let me know in the comments, are they going to pay? I'm not confident, but you never know. So that was quite good if that comes in. But what have I done to improve sales? On Thursday, I spent quite a bit of time going through the whole store, having a look at my pricing, moving things onto auction, taking things out of the store, having a long, hard look at myself and kind of saying what's good here, what is rubbish here. And I think that helped. I am running a 25% coupon at the moment as well to try and boost the sales. That's definitely helped. Some things that have been sitting around a while are flying out on that coupon. And I mentioned it the other day, I feel like I have overpriced a lot of stuff in my store, and I need to break that habit because it's not the way to do it. And I feel part of my overpricing was probably being in January on this extra 4%, trying to price up my items an extra 5-10%, knowing that when the 4% hits, you know what I mean. But it doesn't work at the end of the day. Customers will shop around, and if you're not competitive on all fronts with the condition and pricing, you know, it's rarely going to make the sale. Yes, you might get lucky, but a lot of the time people are looking for the best deal possible. And that doesn't have to be just price, you know, you can have an item listed and, you know, for £20 in poor condition, and I can have one listed for £30 in slightly better condition, and I can make the sale. So there's lots of factors involved, obviously. But yeah, happy with where sales have been this weekend. Happy I'm having to come out today, which is good. So other things, excuse me, other things that have been happening, my phone has now got an issue with the charging port. And when I plug it in, it sometimes charges, sometimes doesn't. It's temperamental, so I decided to upgrade. And I didn't want to upgrade. I've been on this £10 a month, like SIM only deal for a while now. But we've upgraded. The iPhone 16 Pro, I think it's called, is on its way. I ordered it yesterday and it's due to be delivered today, which is fast, obviously, on a Sunday. So that'll be good. Nice new phone. I think I'm going to keep my other phone and try and charge, although it's temperamental, I think if I get it charging and leave it somewhere, I might keep that as the photo phone for the business. Maybe even like the business phone with Vinted. And then try and leave that to one side. Try and leave that to one side when I'm like spending time of an evening, you know. Anyway, we're at the bridge, the first weekend bridge on the parcel drop. I hope you enjoyed the weekend version. Guess what? It's the same as the weekday version, probably just as busy. Anyway, I was speaking there a little bit about Vinted, and I need to get back on the Vinted train slightly. I feel like I'm not spending enough time on there, but I don't want to spend all day on there like I used to. So I think from next week, I'm going to try and dedicate an hour or two on Vinted. But I need to be really strict with myself. The issue I've had before is I would buy stuff on Vinted for, you know, £8 plus the fees, and then sell it for like 25 on eBay. So it just doesn't work, like the cash flow and all that stuff, and you have to wait for the item. You know, we all know how it works. But I think my strategy might be more vintage to vintage with the vintage strategy I'm going to try and do. So only pick up the items that not just hit the metrics, I want to exceed the metrics. So even if I have to only get 1 or 2 a day, I want to make sure they're the best 2 I can find in the time I dedicate to it. So we're going to be a bit more selective, shall I say, because I feel with going out to the charity shops as well, it leaves me the opportunity to spend a little bit of time on it. But yeah, right now I'm liking the way things are going with the charity shops, believe it or not, because what day did I go out? Friday? Might have been Friday. Yeah, Friday I went out, and I only picked up the good stuff again, which is crazy, isn't it? Because like that's what we should be doing. But there's been many times in a charity shop where I've kind of said, it's a bit slow, do you know what? I'll make a 10 on that, I'll make 15 on that. And you get it home, you realise it has a slight mark on it, you're now down to making £8 on it, you pay your fees, and then you actually don't make any money. And we have a new friend on the parcel drop. Morning. This cat always comes out and says hello. Well, not always, but sometimes comes out and says hello. So, such a beautiful cat. I'll see that on the way back, I'm sure, as well. So yeah, going to spend a little bit more time on the Vinted machine. And what else am I doing, really? Yeah, just being more selective when buying stuff. What Benji said to me the other week really hit home with regards to, and again, it sounds so basic, but you know when someone says something to you and it really hits? It's like if I go sourcing and I only get 8 items, but they're 8 of the best items possible, you're better off doing that than getting 20 or 15 where you've compromised on another 12, you know? And it's so basic, I know, but I sometimes feel I put too much emphasis on you have to hit 15 regardless, you've got to do it, you've got to do it, you've got to do it. I just have to go to more places and be more selective. And yeah, that's what happened Friday, and I got some great stuff. I picked up a jacket, a coat, a new brand to me, paid £8, and it's listed for £3.50, and I've had some messages on it already. So I think we're going to do well on that one, which is nice. So that's all cool. And then apart from that, I'm going to do this drop off. I'm going to wait for the Halfords guy. I'm going to do some crime stuff today for sure. I've ordered a whiteboard from Temu. Big up Temu. They say it's in a paid ad. The reason I got it from Temu, it's like a big one on a stand that flips as well, 2 sides. And it was meant to be like 55 quid, but Temu had like a You know what Temu's like, 60% off or something. So that should be arriving next week. And we're going to do some more planning. So all in all, it's good. I'm happy with the way things are going. I'm happy we're here on a Sunday dropping off parcels, because if I left it till tomorrow, I might have had to have done 2 trips, because the bag's heavy, the bag is full, and there's also a couple of bits I haven't been able to fit in. So yeah, positive. Hope you're all having a good weekend, whatever you've done. I would have gone to a car boot, I think, this morning if my car was okay, but we'll make it work. Go home, do some sniping, wait for Halfords, do some YouTubing, do listings, of course. See you tomorrow, because we've arrived.